what is trauma?
I love that question now. I love the fact that people are asking that question because trauma is a polarizing word in culture and society. Some people are like, not me, I'm strong, I don't have trauma. That's for weak people, right? There's some people that hold this aversion to the world. And then there's also now on social media, there's like this, I think somebody said trauma dumping that's happening. Like everybody's got trauma and everything is trauma. So we're really polarized in culture and society. And so I love the fact that people are asking, what actually is it?
Right.
And do I have it? Right. The way I think about it is, and my personal view is that we all have gone through some overwhelming life experience at least once in our life. I don't think anybody is free of trauma in some way, So, and there's a range of that. But for me, the trauma is the experience. What happened to you? Like, what did you go through? Whether it was bullying, whether it was the acute loss of a parent at a young age, whether it's being in a relationship that was abusive, physical, sexual abuse, being neglected by a parent. There's so many experiences of something that's overwhelming. When we hold, I think trauma energy is when we absorb something that's overwhelming, right? And it's an experience we go through. I think of intensity, frequency, and duration, right? Intensity, frequency, and duration. So what are you holding? What did you go through? Is what is traumatic, because kids in the same family go through the same thing, and one gets PTSD and the other one doesn't.
Exactly.
Right? So everybody's different in how we respond to an overwhelming experience. So the second piece for me, which is what gets confusing for people, is what is your response to the event?
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
What's the response? Because the response is really important. And this is where I think people don't understand that, I have a trauma history and my response is the window into that. And what I mean by that is this, right? PTSD is a cluster of symptoms. And that's where a lot of people are like, well, I don't have that. I'm not having flashback or intrusive images or hyperarousal, high blood pressure, increased heart rate. So I don't have trauma. That's one such response. PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, is one such response to trauma. But people don't realize overdrinking, overeating, anxiety, depression, yelling at your kids, shutting down are all trauma responses. Right? People don't, those are what in IFS, internal family systems, we call protective responses. And this is the thing I really want people to start learning about. Like, what is trauma? Trauma is the event, the experience, or the ongoing experience of being yelled at by your parents over and over again. And then your response is your window into what happened to you.